Hello tiny creatures of the universe, welcome back to the Floating Collar channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about strafing. Strafing is one of those things on Apex Legends that is very, very important, and if you aren't strafing and moving around and doing all the cool stuff that you see all the pros do, you're going to be a lot easier of a target to hit. Now, if you didn't know, strafing can come in many different variants. You can have the crouch spam strafe, the left to right, the right, the left, the right, right. There's a bunch of stuff that if you don't know what I just spoke about, don't worry about it. We'll get into it in a minute. If you guys did not know, depending on what guns you are using, the strafe will vary. So for example, if you are using a wingman, you will be strafing differently than, for example, if you were using a mastiff. Now the thing is with strafing, you also need to pay close attention to the other people's weapons. So the enemy weapons are going to be very important in this because, for example, if you see that they have the wingman, you do not want to be crouch spamming, because if you crouch spam, it makes your target a lot easier to hit and your head kind of ducks down, and it just makes it easier for the wingman to get headshots. So if you're coming up against someone with a wingman, do not crouch spam, just move left and right and it will make things so much easier. I will demonstrate some strafing techniques in a minute. Now we're going to demonstrate how you should be strafing with a wingman. So I'm going to demonstrate over here with Mr. Lifeline about how you can maximize your strafe capability while being able to keep a high accuracy in your wingman shot. Because also when you crouch spam and stuff, your accuracy gets a lot lower. Now let's talk about aim assist for a second, right? The biggest topic in Apex Legends. Should controllers have aim assist? Now I feel like, my opinion for that, I feel like on PC the aim assist is perfect. It is reduced a lot compared to the console, and I feel like the console still needs the current aim assist that it has, purely because of the frame rate. Now this game on Xbox and on PS4 runs at between 45 frames to, it never hits 60 for me, so 45 to like 55 frames. It only really reaches 60 when you're on one side of the map looking at a wall, because the game doesn't have to render too much. But once the new consoles come out, crouch spamming will be different. Now you'll be surprised how much aim assist actually helps on console, especially if you're someone on PC who has played controller only on PC. You move the console, number one, it's going to feel really sluggish because your movements are so delayed purely because of the frame rate, but then you're going to feel like your shot, or every shot, is hitting because of aim assist. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that you are less skilled on console. It genuinely just means that you need a little bit more of assistance, because your frames are literally a quarter of the frames that you would be able to achieve on PC. Oh Koala, you poo-poo brain, why are you talking about aim assist when this is a strafing video? This is because when you crouch spam, aim assist will obviously pull your crosshair towards the target. Now it isn't a lot, but it's just a little bit, and it's enough to make it seem a lot easier to shoot a target that is curled up in a ball crouching, rather than a target that's standing straight up like a PP. I just punched my mic. So you need to remember that crouch spamming on console isn't too effective. Now it can be effective in some situations depending on what gun you're using. With the wingman it isn't, with some other guns it isn't. But yeah, it's really just not that effective because of the aim assist and the fact that it's just so easy to hit someone who is, fat. So as you can see, Lil Peep in front of me right now is crouch spamming, right? And as you can see, when he does that, he dips his head down actually, and it's just very, very easy to hit his head. So right now, basically he's just going to keep doing that, and I'm actually going to try shooting him. And we're going to do this strafe versus the strafe that I recommend you to use when using the wingman. So let's go. And as you can see there, it was a lot easier for me to hit the head. Although obviously I didn't hit all my wingman shots. I'm not actually that good with the wingman. But I hit a couple headshots. I think I hit 2 headshots. And that was a lot easier to do because... And the second headshot wasn't even, I wasn't even ADSing all the way. And that's because it was so easy, because his head was dipping down like this, right? So now we're going to try the strafe that I recommend, which is him moving just left to right. So yeah, instead of doing this crouch spam right here, you want to be doing the left and right strafe with the wingman. Not only does this allow your opponents not to get easy headshots on you, but it also allows you to maintain your accuracy, because you do not need to be crouching with the right stick, which is what most people have it on. So as you can see right now, he's doing the left and right. Now if you do this, you can aim for the head, but as you can see, you have less of a chance of hitting the head, because it's like he's standing straight up. So now we're actually going to try shooting him. Ready? Let's try getting some headshots. I'm actually going for the head here, right? I'm actually going for the head. And as you can see, in my opinion, it's a lot harder to hit the head when he is in that motion, because it's more, you have to kind of aim up, and it's a smaller target to hit. Yeah. So right here, I'm going to be doing the left and right strafe, and he's going to be doing the crouch spam. I will show you how much easier it is to hit a headshot when he's doing the crouch spam. So let's do this. And also notice how many shots he'll miss on me, purely because of how unpredictable the left and right strafe is. Because when you're doing this strafe, bear in mind, don't just go left and right. You could go left, right, left, and then go drag on for a little bit, and then, you know what I mean? Just like... You gotta mix things up to be able to actually, bamboozle them. You know what I mean? You can do stuff like this, and it will really bamboozle them, because they don't expect you to do really long strafes. Anyway, let's try this. 1, go. So guys, the main tips I can give you about strafing is you need to be very unpredictable. So like I said earlier in the video, make sure instead of just moving left and right, you move left and right and then maybe go right for a little bit longer and try doing some long strafes. Long strafes, guys, are one of the hardest things to like counter because you never expect people to do them, especially if they're like a really good player and they're like kind of not strafing like a quotation mark a good player would strafe. Like, it bamboozles you and you literally miss a lot of shots. And you'll be surprised because when floating koala isn't dying to 3 stacks, he's dying to noobs. Now, not just noobs, these are people who actually don't know what they're doing, and I just try way too hard against them that I kind of over try. Do you know what I mean? I over try and I just miss a lot of shots and I just completely whiff, and they have their unlimited mag spitfire and just don't stop looking at me, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, so sometimes, right, this is very risky to do, but sometimes when you're actually not even strafing, it really does bamboozle I can't speak, really does bamboozle the hell out of some good players because they're expecting you to do something, you know, crazy. So they're expecting you to crouch spam a bunch and they're going to be prepared for that, but when you're just standing there and moving left and right a little bit, they're going to be confused. And trust me on this, they'll miss their shots. It happens to me all the time. I always miss my shots on bots. It's kind of crazy. And actually, a funny story, so a while ago, a couple months ago actually, you know those calling people trash videos that I do? I was doing that, and you know, I joined some guy who was like level 90. He was bad, he was really bad, okay, like his movement was terrible. But then we 1v1, okay, he was Gibby, and I was like, okay, you know what, you can use Gibby, and I was Lifeline, right, low profile versus big fat boy. And all he would do was move forward in a straight line, okay? He wouldn't do anything else. He would move forward in a straight line with his gun aimed in with a Spitfire, and he would kill me every single time. Now, not because he was good, but just because purely I was just, I don't know what I was doing. I genuinely just couldn't counter it. And I was so used to people like, you know, jumping on me and, you know, moving and jump shotting me on the firing range that I just played... I overplayed him, and that basically just made me like fall under my own shoelaces. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I basically whiffed every single time. Which yeah, that's a funny story, and I don't have the footage recorded because I deleted it as soon as it happened because I was embarrassed, and I never 1v1 someone for like 3 days after that. But now Floating Koala is the undefeated 1v1 world champion, so yeah, we chillin'. But anyway, back to the strafing. So here's what we got out of this. So with a wingman, make sure you do not crouch spam. If you're coming up against someone with a wingman, do not crouch spam. Use the left and right unpredictability strafe. Now with the Mastiff, it's a little bit different because of the massive slow fire rate. Now the thing is, when a gun has a really slow fire rate, you can run around, you can even turn to the right and sprint forward, slide, jump, do all this crazy stuff, and that's what you want to be doing with the Mastiff. But did you know you're more likely to hit 13s and 14s on someone that is crouching when you have the Mastiff? For example, if you're shooting someone that is crouched, you actually do less damage to them for some reason. I don't know why. I'm so much more likely to hit someone for like 13 and stuff if they are crouching, which is very strange, which is why when I come up against someone and they're using the Mastiff, I actually tend to stay crouched a lot more, purely because for some reason you do hit a lot more 13s and 14s when you're crouched. I know it doesn't make sense, but you do. Just trust me. Now guys, the guns I do recommend that you should be crouch spamming with are kind of the fully auto weapons such as the R301, the Volt. Whenever I use the Volt, I try to crouch spam the fuck out of people, but while still trying to maintain the unpredictability of a left and right strafe. But yeah guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Now, these videos may be boring for some people, but they really do make you a better player if you take into account what I say and you actually do the things that I say. I promise you, you will see changes in your gameplay. So guys, there's really not that many tips I can give you about strafing other than the main one being that you need to be very unpredictable. So don't just move left and right. Like I said earlier, move left, right, a little bit longer to the right, a little bit longer to the left. You know what I mean? Make sure you're very unpredictable with your strafes. Now that is the main thing. But there's really not too much I can say about this video. Like, you know, I just kind of wanted to put this video out there purely because I haven't uploaded in the last couple of days, and I feel bad when I don't upload. So yeah, have this video. But I have better videos. I have so much better videos coming out soon, guys. Just trust me. I feel like this video was a little bit rushed. However, the videos that are coming out in the future, you're going to cry. You're going to think that Floating Koala has evolved into a mammoth. But anyway, guys, listen. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you took something out of this. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and goodbye.